Hello everyone. Today we are doing another video and I'm going through all the labs that I did before. So we mainly use two kinds of software. Number one, ACS. ACS bundle, IBM AS400 client solutions. In both software, I am connected to my school server, and here you can see the server name and we have the emulator. Okay, here you go. So we can log in here. Your server wouldn't look the same way. Another thing is RDI. This is the installation IBM. We need this. Version 9.6. We are supposed to enter the workspace. I've been using this workspace all along, so I just log in. Okay, I'm back to my workspace. So today for lab 1, we have two programs to write. One is this one, the other is this one. Something happened. Maybe because I retook my video or something. But anyway, okay, back to ACS. We log in first. There are many commands to learn about, and the first one has got to be create library. So if you enter something at most 9 letters, then you can create a library like I did. So I created my login name library, BC something. And we have 3 starting commands to learn about. But before this, we have something else, such as this is create source physical file. Physical file, so say for instance, when I have my user library here, I can create some physical files. For instance, for this lab, we have qclle source. This is a physical file. qdds source physical file, wrkble source, etc. So this time we are focusing on this one. I already created this, so I don't need to go through this again. This is just for demonstration. And then we have 3 important commands. Number 1, I always type wrong, is pdm. So wrklibpdm. So it's a library list essentially, but but this command means you work with the libraries, so you can copy the library and so on. A library is essentially an object. Just remember this for now. Okay, we have the second one called work with object PDM. So you can see the heading is different, right? It's so just now we have libraries. It's also an object, basically. The objects, they are of course also objects, but essentially they are folders. They are like folders in your average Windows system. So just now I said we had CL source. So I think I'm already inside no, I'm already in this library. Okay, so let's look at how any library that I have. I think I already have the object here. Okay, look at this QCC source. So if I display this, so essentially you can have some display file description over here. It tells you something about this object or folder. So see, you have members here, but essentially it's tons of info, right? So we are unlikely to read everything. Anyway, the third command has got to be work with members. So to review, we have work with library, work with object, and work with member. So work with member. So look at this. We have the object called qclle source. So inside, again, for your reference, we have the GUI software to show you the same thing, right? So here we have secondpdm here. I wrote this in my lab1, so I can display it now. I'm not gonna choose edit for now. I'm not gonna choose, say, okay, I can type this. So we are not doing number 2 for now. We are doing number 5. So look, essentially the same thing. But in the first lab, I was supposed to use ACS instead, the green screen, because it's all green, right? We were supposed to, if you know what Vim is, then you know how to do this, basically. And the most important thing is you start with PGM and you end with NPGM. It's very much English at work in all the CL program or RPG and so on. So that's why it has very simple stuff. However, there are already commands here, right? So if we try commands on ACS, we are gonna see something. So just now you can see, look at this, work object PDM, my personal user library. So it turns you into this, the lab, right? Display message essentially is this. So these things are the messages from ACS because I worked on prior lab files. You can see water bill and all the SQL and so on. These were my, the files that I worked on. Anyway, sorry. We have another command called wrksplf, wrksplf. If you work more with these commands, you get used to them. So wrksplf, it is what happens here. You can see a lot of things, right? In fact, you can just click this little icon. Then you can retrieve all these files. They are called spoof files. So for instance, even the timestamp is wrong actually. I'm 4 p.m. here, but this one is like 3 a.m. But it doesn't matter because these are the spoof files, the spooled files that are so this system, it generates a lot of PDF files to, it's like job logs. So for actual business settings, you are supposed to keep these spooled files just in case you have accidents, bugs, and whatever errors and so on. You can check what you did before. So just to show you an example here, this is incredibly long. Even my laptop is getting slow because of this. It's very long. I don't even want to read this. A whole mess. I think it's because I worked on a lot of things, so that's why it has all this. I don't know how to call this. But anyway, it's called a job log. Very long journal stuff. Anyway, so what happens is, what if I call this program? So first, it's gonna show you work with object PDM of my library, right? I press enter, then it's gonna display messages. That's the next step. And the next step, work with all spooled files. When I say this, it sounds easy, but when you do this, for the first time, it might be a little bit difficult. Okay, the next one, sysvalprg. What's happening here? Okay, we have some more commands. I guess I'm not even having enough time to say all this. dsplibl is displayed libraries, essentially. So you can see a library list here. We also have a library list here. See, this is GUI. GUI is far easier than command lines. Essentially, command lines going on here, right? Okay, the next one, edtlibl. Actually, I haven't used it for a long time, but just for your information, it looks like this. Okay, sequence numbers. Okay, we have DSP library again. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, what is this? Display system values, qsys library, and quuser library, and qmodel. Well, let's do it anyway. We are here for science. Okay, system value is like this. Of qsys library. Oh, in qsys library, we have these things, okay? Alright. qsys value. quuser library. Okay, we have something else, huh? This is different. Display system value. Now we have qmodel instead. So qmodel is, if I'm not mistaken, is the school server model number 41A. I don't know what it is, but anyway, let's call this program call sysvalprg. I'm just calling the same stuff I showed you just now. Nice. This is my lab 1. Thank you so much.